This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 637 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for November 12th, 2024. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's good to be back. Felt lonely for the past. Shh, you're not here yet. Yeah, that little noise you heard there was one of my co-hosts, Lee.
Hello, everyone.
His lady wife, Tracy. I don't know why I said it that way, but
I was wondering. Hello, everyone.
as opposed to his boy wife. We also have Michelle.
Hello.
And we have a guest today, Lauren.
Hello.
How are we all doing? It's a big bunch today.
It is. I said because we've always generally done producers club guest host spots when somebody's missing, and I don't always find out that someone's missing until maybe like a couple of hours before. So it's like those spots aren't gonna pop up all that often. So we just went, just invite someone on.
Yeah, it will definitely throw some variety into here.
Absolutely. And she's one of my favorite someones.
Oh. There's no nepotism for anybody listening, by the way. It was all done fairly. Lauren just happened to come up in the Spinatron. I'm going to call it the Spinatron.
I like the Spinatron.
Oh. Okay. Well, that made her feel less special. Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
No, I don't want other people.
The
Spinatron made sure it was me.
Because this is the second guest host we've had on who works for Portkey, and I don't want people to think that we're being nepotistic, if that's a word.
I mean, I hadn't, but now I am.
Yeah, and Michelle was running the Spinatron, so
we are hiring. If you want a bigger chance of winning the Spinatron, just saying.
And it's just
5x is your entries.
It's just another reason for all of us to join the producers club is that we're making extra money from Portkey, and then that's how it works.
Yeah.
I hope everyone listening isn't a new member because they'll be like, I thought this was a Universal podcast.
Jeez, she caught on to our racket, guys. Crap.
You've got your own podcast off.
Whoa!
Oh, so
Someone
do you, Tracy, and so do you, Lee.
Yeah, you're on it.
So I'm just going to on here. All right, so Tracy,
yes.
Could you start us off with some birthdays?
I think I should. Okay, we are going to kick it off with some belated birthdays. We are starting November the 10th was the amazing Nikki Montoya's birthday. Happy birthday, Nikki!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Feliz cumpleaños, Nikki.
Oh, so soon.
And
right off the gate.
And November the 11th was a lovely Brooke Warner's birthday. Happy birthday, Brooke!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Brooke.
Yeah, these got lost in the shuffle because there was so much information on the Epic Universe tickets and things. Somehow they were in there, and then when we actually come to record the show, somehow they disappeared, so I do apologise.
After you promised that this would never happen again with all of these systems.
I know. I'm only human.
Well, before we start the show, UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug. How much are the royalties I get every time you play that? I'm curious.
A cent.
Not enough.
Yeah. Can I at least upgrade my mic to Michelle's mic or no?
No.
It's too much girth. It's too much girth for you, Chris.
I just said there's one in
How
Alexa.
do you know that?
Wow!
There's one in Alexa's top drawer.
Oh,
Got him.
Couple of bottom drawer.
Anyway.
You said don't get like that.
I'm not doing outtakes.
We can't get off the rail this soon, man.
This is way
too soon.
Wow.
All right. Hey, Seth, can you try to get us back on with some little things?
This is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides, bringing you our first post-Halloween look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort for November of 2024. If you've got those post-Halloween blues and want to pick up some merchandise on the cheap, Universal is holding their annual garage sale in the team member parking lot. It starts on November 16th for annual pass holders and runs through the 18th. Expect deep discounts, but very long lines. Speaking of garages, the walkway from the parking hub to City Walk is getting new digital LED signs overhead. While the installation is going on, the center moving walkway is blocked off. Before we head into the parks, I've got a few notes from the resort hotels. If you are planning on staying at the new Terra Luna Hotel near Epic Universe in its first month, I've got some bad news. That hotel's opening has been delayed until March 25th. However, the Stella Nova Resort should still be opening on schedule. The Portofino Bay Hotel is bringing back a holiday edition of their Harbor Nights event. It's going to be on November 29th, and tickets are now on sale for $85 for a regular ticket or $125 for VIP seating. And good news for vegans. New entrees using chunk plant-based steak are now available at Amatista in Sapphire Falls and Royal Pacific's Islands Dining Room. Okay, a few quick City Walk updates. Wicked has taken over the signage around the Cineplex and the front of the Universal Studios store, getting ready for the release of that movie later this month. The circular Jumbotron that's above the Coke snack stand in the center of City Walk is getting a major refurbishment, and all the screens have currently been removed. And over by the NBC Sports Grill and Brew, Napa Auto Parts had set up a race car display and has been holding watch parties, which will conclude on the 10th with a NASCAR viewing. All right, as we head on into the theme parks, you will notice that many attractions have recently installed new photo validation scanners for Universal Express users. I haven't yet seen one in operation, but they seem very similar to the facial scanners used at the front gates of the parks now. We're going to take a counterclockwise walk around Universal Studios, Florida, where the first thing you'll notice is the Hello Kitty statue has been removed from the front of her former store, and signage for Wicked has taken over that location, which will be opening soon with an experience tied to the new film. Right across the street, there are some brand new pastries available at the Today Cafe. And just down the block, the seasonal holiday crepe with turkey and the brisket crepe are both back at Central Park Crepes. The Five and Dime store on Hollywood Boulevard has gotten rid of all of its Halloween merchandise, but it does have a fun new selection of merch tied to the creature from the Black Lagoon. And speaking of creatures over in DreamWorks, Shrek's Swamp has reopened. I didn't notice any major changes since the construction walls came back down. Just around the corner, I spotted what looks like a new digital wait time sign in front of the Animal Actors stage. And in Springfield, they've brought back the cop car that's always removed during Halloween Horror Nights, but Chief Wiggum himself has not yet returned. And sadly, Dufftoberfest has ended for this year. Over in World Expo, Men in Black Alien Attack is closed for refurbishment through December 15th, and the Coca-Cola Freestyle kiosk near there is also currently closed. Stepping into Diagon Alley, I noticed some new spell books with digital screens have been installed inside Nocturne Alley's interactive windows. They're not all yet active, but I suspect this might help show folks how to move their wands because it is so dark you can't see the medallions placed in the ground. And last but definitely least, Fast and Furious Supercharged reopened after Halloween. The only real change I noticed to the attraction is that they must have cleaned the nozzles for the spray effects because I got wetter on it than I have in a long time.
That's what she
Be aware
said.
that the attraction opens after the rest of the park and closes early. This week with a 7 p.m. park close, it was shut down by 6. Okay, now we're going to hop on into Islands of Adventure, where everything from Port of Entry to the Wizarding World has been decorated for Christmas. In Marvel Superhero Island, the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man attraction recently returned from a refurbishment. It looks like they got a new fleet of scoop vehicles, and some effects that I have not seen working in forever, including the floating head of Lady Liberty, are now working. However, I did notice a few audio-visual glitches that hopefully can get sorted out. In Toon Lagoon, Me Ship the Olive and Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls are both currently closed for refurbishment. And there are currently refurbishment walls blocking off the view of the exterior loop at Skull Island Reign of Kong. The attraction is still running because that portion of the ride path has not been used in over a year. Hopefully this means they are finally doing work so they can bring that back into the show. There's also repaving work continuing around Jurassic Park. I like how they are putting the imprints of fossils into the texture of the new concrete. In Lost Continent, the Little Boutique is still open, but they have moved out all of their Halloween merch in favor of more generic Universal Classic Monsters merch. And there's some new merchandise over in Hogsmeade. I noticed a new 2024 collector's wand with a wolf design and a baby Niffler shoulder pal similar to the animatronic owl they previously released. Finally, if you want to meet the Grinch later this month without a ginormous wait, tickets are now on sale for the Grinchmas Breakfast and the Holiday Tour. Last but certainly not least, I have some very sad news over at Volcano Bay. Today, the 9th of November, as I'm recording it, is the final day to hear Vol, the spirit of the cavern, talk to you inside the volcano at Volcano Bay. This was an entertainment position very much like the Mystic Fountain in Lost Continent or the Talking Shrunken Head outside of King's Cross Station. A lot of folks never knew about it because it was never advertised, but I always had a lot of fun interacting with the spirit of the cavern and learning the legend of Volcano Bay. It will be missed, and I want to give a shout out to all of the performers who brought that role to life. Hopefully you'll find new roles inside Epic Universe. All right, that's all I've got for this time. I'll be back in a couple weeks. As always, you can find me and my guidebooks, including the new unofficial guide to Universal Orlando 2025, available for pre-order at theunofficialguides.com. And until next time, I'm Seth Kaburski, keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
As usual, lots and lots of little things.
Yes, little things.
Yep.
So this Wicked experience, when it opens, have you guys seen the uproar that's going on at the moment about the dolls that are available for that film?
That's so good.
They're not heard.
There's all kinds of uproars. There's an uproar about like every small aspect.
No, it's
of
funny.
film.
It's hilarious, right? So apparently, well, not apparently, because I've actually just seen it. On the back of the boxes for the dolls, the website address is www.wicked.com. If you go to wicked.com, it does not take you to the movie website. It takes you to a website that you should not be on unless you are under 18 years old.
Under 18?
Over 18,
I was going to say,
sorry.
wow.
Because I went and had a look just for research purposes.
Yeah, he was doing research. Yeah.
Hilarious. It should be wickedmovie.com, and they've put wicked.com,
wow.
which is something else entirely.
Oh
yeah, it's like an email that someone didn't get confirmation on.
It's hilarious.
It reminds me back in the day in high school on my civics class. We were early days of the internet, and they had to do a project on our justice system, basically. And our teacher's like, yeah, you can find some resources, and I want you to quote, go to whitehouse.com. Now, for those of you not old enough to have been around at that time, or you just didn't know, whitehouse.com did not go to the White House. On porn production.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
And coming back to school the next day was the funniest thing ever, because a lot of us went to it for education purposes, of course.
Of course.
Sure. Well, it's crazy that just there isn't a second person to proof it. It's like, did you guys see, I don't remember, a couple months ago, there was a Disney box, like clothes for a doll that on the back of it had a picture of Mel's Drive-In.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It was like made by Disney. And I thought that was so funny because it's like, man, you didn't show this to anybody else that works here? Come on.
You could have shown it to a Disney World fan, someone who's been half a dozen times, and they would have told you it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
So you're telling me no one who worked on this movie knew that this was a porn website?
Oh my God. Or someone some disgruntled member
somebody's
of
been
the
fired.
team and like, do you know what, guys, let's have some fun. Because it looks legit. You wouldn't necessarily question it unless you knew.
Right. But
Wow.
Yeah,
a fun
that
little
definitely
one
has to be a disgruntled employee. Because I think back of like all the phallic items that are in Disney posters.
Oh, yeah.
Like the original little, like all that, but they did it on purpose, but didn't want to get caught. Like this is like, you're going to get caught for going to wicked.com. Like it's a straight out, like this is
for
it.
sure.
To be fair, who goes to the websites on the back of boxes and stuff? Because
Me.
I don't.
Obviously
What
not. That's how you know
child
about
does?
it.
Exactly.
First thing I do.
Very strange. So that Spider-Man refurb then can't have been a small refurb because if what he's saying is true, that they've got a new fleet of scoops, I can't imagine that those vehicles are cheap.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
When was the refurb happening? Because
It
I don't remember it being down for that long.
Yeah, it's been down for about a week, I think, maybe a bit longer.
It was down when we were up there for Horror Nights.
Which was what, like 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks. 2, 3.
Literally 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Who's down
I
to
like
get
that they
wet
brought
with
the
me?
cop car.
Always.
I brought the cop car back. I appreciate that. As someone who's from Detroit, they always are taking our cop cars, so I really enjoy the
Fair enough.
replacement of one.
The walls around Kong are an interesting one. So obviously you know that outdoor portion hasn't been used for a while, and I heard recently from someone that apparently it was because they made that outside portion like rough terrain, the trucks weren't designed to handle it. So even since it's opened, it's been mashing those trucks. So they've been having to like work on them constantly since it opened.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that what they're doing now is leveling that outside track off so it doesn't mash the trucks in.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that that's getting fixed.
Because I love that outdoor section.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
like a
I've
weird-
missed that a lot, both riding it and just seeing it.
Yeah.
Especially at night.
Probably more
Especially
so.
when you're in queue, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
more so from outside when you're walking past it and you see the truck out there. It definitely
Yeah,
adds
it's
something.
anticipation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that's, and I wouldn't imagine it would take an awful lot to do it. That's why they've
I mean, if
took
they're
it this
having to
long.
level the ground, maybe a little bit.
They shouldn't take that long. It's just filling it in with concrete.
Self-leveler.
Yeah,
So then why has it been down for a year?
exactly. That's what I don't get. Like, how long does it take? It doesn't take a year. They haven't been working
Well,
on
it's
it for a year.
they're probably prioritizing other projects.
There's possibly
You know what I
that.
mean?
Like
Epic
Fast and
Universe.
Furious.
That's true.
Exactly.
No,
That's exactly
Take out
what I
the
was
3D.
thinking.
Oh, that's why they've took out the 3D to save money to be able to level the track off.
For the concrete.
Yeah.
God.
That'll be it. Seems legit.
They've sold those glasses on eBay and now they've just sold the last set and they have enough money to pay for the concrete.
They need to buy those glasses back, though.
We'll see. I'm
'cause
hearing.
It's terrible.
I will let you know in some time.
In Burr.
It's Burr now.
It is Burr now.
It's Burr next
true.
month as well.
Huh?
Oh, my God.
I never saw the Vol at Volcano Bay. Did anyone ever actually
Aw.
interact
Yeah,
with
we
that?
did because
We
we
saw it.
when
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle, when we went with you that day, we went in there and interacted with Vol.
Yes, that was such a cool little, like, hidden Easter egg moment to me.
Yeah,
Maybe it was too hidden. Maybe that was the problem.
maybe.
But the thing is that they advertised the out of that when they were coming out with Volcano Bay. Like that was a thing. Go meet Vol.
Yeah, I thought
Like
I didn't think it was a
one of their
hidden
main meet and
thing.
greets, but most people, I guess, didn't look at the advertisement
No.
and go do that because it is hidden. I will say that much. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Do you not remember?
Yes, I remember.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's another one of those little entertainment things that they're slowly removing from theme parks, and it's sad.
It's terrible.
Extremely. Like how expensive was that roll? You know, how for a theme park,
Exactly.
sell a couple butterbeers, you'll be fine.
What's their minimum wage right now? $11 an hour?
15,
So, yeah.
isn't it?
15, I think.
Yeah.
So
For
one
Universal,
butterbeer.
I don't
got it.
know.
So here's the argument
Yeah.
then. They're getting rid of Vol in a park that's generally quite busy, but they're keeping the team member who's doing the Mystic Fountain, an attraction in a land that has literally nothing else to keep guests in that land. That doesn't make sense to me unless they're getting rid of that as well.
No. I mean, it's probably the throughput, right? Like, maybe the amount of people that go into the cavern or into the volcano is much less than that go through, obviously, Lost Continent. You have to walk through there anyways, but that stop and interact with the Mystic Fountain.
Maybe.
It's just a bummer if that's how they have to cost justify.
Yeah.
That it's like based on the throughput there when it is something that's super valuable to the experience. It's something that's really cool to be able to have these engaging experiences that feel so personal, especially to little
100%.
kids.
Yeah,
We've
said
essentially
that.
a live actor.
Yeah, we've been saying that for years. Those are if you go to a theme park, every ride 90% of the time is the same ride every time you do it. But these experiences, interacting with these characters, will be, as Lauren, you just said there, it's a personal experience that is personal to you that no one else will have the same interaction with. They're the things you remember.
I mean, go back and look. How many times have you interacted with Beetlejuice and Doc?
Yeah.
And every time's a little different.
Yeah. And everybody keeps going back and back and back because they just love it so much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're a nickel and dime over $15 an hour. Epic Universe must be costing them a fortune. Michelle, you need to buy another day and ticket and another hotel room.
I mean, if it saves somebody's job,
Someone's got to do it, Michelle.
Just buy a few more of those Harbor Nights VIP tickets. That's it.
You know, I've never done that. I heard that little snide remark during that, but no, I've never done Harbor Nights.
Mm-hmm.
How often were they doing it before? I've stayed at Portofino before, and I've never actually been when they were doing it. And I always thought it sounded cool.
Wasn't it every month? I'm sure
every
it was.
week. Wasn't
It is?
it? I thought it was once a week or one day a week.
I'm pretty sure it was like Velvet Sessions at Hard Rock. I'm sure it was only once a month.
Isn't it? Oh, I don't remember. I honestly don't know enough about it to be able to speak intelligently about it. Other than the fact that one of the reasons I haven't gone is because I believe it includes, like, it's kind of like a fancy kind of wine.
Yes.
Night, and I'm not a wine person, so I couldn't really justify the cost.
Yeah, I swear they had to have been doing those once a week at some point, because if I'm not mistaken, it was like a Thursday, and we always wanted to try it just to go over there and do it, but we always go up on Friday.
Okay.
Maybe they changed it to once a month at some point, but I don't know. I want to go back and look now.
I'm gonna look.
On the Lowe's website, it says it's quarterly.
That's once every 3 months.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's worse. How do you even plan for that? Especially if they're going to announce it like a month before.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah, it does say quarterly.
Weird. I'm sure before COVID, things were different. I think COVID's got a lot to answer for. I think a lot of things like that maybe would have been weekly or monthly, and then they kind of got away because it stopped for a bit, and they're like, oh, we'll just bring it back every 3 months now. It's fine.
I can't imagine them selling out if they do it often.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I just was looking at the Velvet Sessions. The next one at Hard Rock is BB Mac. Does anyone remember BB Mac from the early 2000s?
I know the name.
Isn't that Return of the Mac?
No, that was...
No.
What was he called?
Mark
Morrison, yeah.
They're a British boy band, and they had like 3 hits.
Okay. No, I've never heard of
And
them.
that's such a random one for them to have for Velvet Sessions. Like, they're just flying in to do something weird.
Oh, well.
Oh, I'm in looking up Harbor Nights. I just came across tickets for New Year's Eve party on the piazza at Portofino.
$2,000.
Yeah, how much is that?
December 31st, 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. How have we not seen anything about this?
Because we don't care about Portofino. There's only
No,
you.
but it's a
that
universal like event that happens. So
does. Yeah,
That's a good question.
it's out of my price range. That's why I don't care.
like food and drinks, and it's for kids too.
When's that for?
New Year's Eve.
It's probably because they don't market it because they want you to go to Eve.
Yeah.
So tickets are for children $45, and then ages 10 and up, ages 10 to 17 is $135,
Jesus, that's
and then
a jump.
adults 18 and up are $185.
You
That's
better
a lot of
get so
wine.
much food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of food and drinks that are incled.
I would have plastic bag-lined pockets.
I wonder why 10 to 17 seems a weird age. You would think 10 to 21.
Probably because, 10 to 21. Yeah, that's
that would
true.
have made more sense because then you've got a weird an adult's classed as 18 and up, but there's 3 years of people who can't drink at that point. That's odd.
Yeah, that is odd. But yeah, desserts, gourmet foods, desserts, beer and wine, live DJ, and dancing.
What's a dead DJ?
Horror Nights.
Yeah, the
That's
Dead Coconut
Beetlejuice.
Club. Yeah, there you go.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Just found that. That's fun.
Cool.
We love a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle will tell us all about it in the New Year show.
What New Year show?
Oh,
Shh, don't give all the secrets
You're
away.
assuming this is coming back next year.
no.
I haven't decided
Thank you
yet.
for joining us on our farewell show.
Yeah, it's our farewell tour.
No, we're recording another one after this.
Okay.
That's why it's a tour.
I've been here looking up the Harbor Nights. I'm probably wrong because even back to 2018, it said once every 3 months. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, weird.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the other multiverses we skipped when Harambe died. So, Lee, you want to move us along?
The holidays are coming to Universal Orlando as they do every year, earlier and earlier. Are you going to end up where literally Horror Nights ends and then the holidays start the next day?
I see no problem.
And they will begin on Friday, the 22nd of November, and they will run daily through Tuesday, December 31st.
With festively themed decor, garland, and twinkling lights adorning the streets of Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, guests will be surrounded by holiday magic as they explore the wizarding world of Harry Potter this holiday season. You can grab a butterbeer and enjoy the special holiday-themed performances by the Frog Choir in Hogsmeade, or dance along with the hit sensation Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees in Diagon Alley.
I think they're probably my two favorite areas in the park for the holidays because it's dead subtle. I think the decorations. I actually posted some stuff on Instagram that Seth sent me yesterday. He got one of the best shots you've ever seen of the wreath that's hanging above like the train section, but with the dragon's head in it. It looks amazing.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always thought that was the coolest. I mean, it's not super in your face, but it's just related enough to what's going on in each of the storefronts. It makes it look more real.
It feels natural, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And as night falls in Hogsmeade, the nighttime spectacle, The Magic of Christmas at Hogwarts Castle, returns, bringing to life an awe-inspiring projection show on Hogwarts Castle, highlighting Christmas moments and holiday cheer inspired by the cherished characters and stories from the Harry Potter films.
Still the only one we've seen. Mm-hmm. And still no one's talked about Always. Where the hell's that show gone? Because I haven't seen anybody talk about it since it debuted.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Because I don't even think it was going on, because obviously they didn't do the Dark Arts show this year. So I don't know whether it's even going on at the moment.
That is very
I
weird.
don't know. I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah.
Very odd. Guests can enjoy a live retelling of the Dr. Seuss holiday classic, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, in the beloved stage show, Grinchmas Holiday Spectacular. Plus, Zeus Landing will transport guests directly to Whoville, where they'll be surrounded by whimsical holiday decor and enjoy special appearances from the Whos, and even get a chance for a photo opportunity with the mean one himself, the Grinch.
In a 6-hour queue.
You can't make that queue any shorter.
I'm assuming they're going to be... They haven't said anything at this point, but I'm assuming they're going to do what they did last year with it, and it's going to just be standby only.
Which is also impossible to get. Oh, you said standby or virtual?
No, it was standby last year, wasn't it? They made it because the year we did it, 2022, there was virtual line because I managed to get one. And
you
then
were
last
6
year,
o'clock, weren't you?
no, I got it randomly just going into islands at like
I thought-
9:30 in the
but you've
morning.
been
It was
getting up
weird. I've
early,
been
hadn't you?
trying
Yeah.
to, yeah. But then last year they went back to standby only, and some of those lines were like 5 and 6 hours long, which is like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no. I
Yeah,
love
as
the
cool
Grinch,
as that
but
is,
no.
that's such a driver for now trying to get people to buy
Yes.
the fun packages, because I can't imagine someone with a small child wanting to stand in line for 5 hours.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
No way.
No.
Chris as the delegate. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't do it without a kid. Now with one, absolutely not.
As the biggest Grinch fan going, nope. Not a
Yeah.
chance.
We will see, Chris, when he's old enough to understand all this and he wants to stand in a 5-hour line. Like, I've done an hour to meet the bloody Tinkerbell fairies at Magic Kingdom.
And that was just for him.
To be fair, I wasn't. To be fair.
Oh, I know. I remember the comments.
What was the ginger
Auburn one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was tidy.
I can't remember what the auburn-haired one was
She
called.
was, yeah, she was all right.
Wasn't it Rose? Or
No.
Rose...
Rosetta? Was it Rosetta?
Rosetta, yeah.
I've just
Chris,
given
I
my
loved
man
the
card at
Tinkerbell
that
stuff.
point, haven't I? I'm the only one that can come up with the name of one of the fairies from Tinkerbell. Wow.
Cute that you think you had a man card to begin with.
Great job on that.
We were subjected to a lot of Tinkerbell.
I didn't mind it, to be fair. They were
I
all
know,
right.
I'm trying to rescue you here. My God, you're not helping yourself.
I'm not
Just
bothered.
leave him with his shovel.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We good?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Kinda.
Beloved pop culture inspired stories and characters from Illumination's Despicable Me, DreamWorks Animation's Shrek and Madagascar, along with cherished holiday traditions, come to life as larger-than-life balloons and colorful holiday floats during Universal's Holiday Parade featuring Macy's. And capping off the picturesque parade is a special appearance by Santa Claus and the magnificent lighting of a grand 80-foot Christmas tree in Universal Studios, Florida.
See, this year, I hate this parade
Why?
Aww.
because it's stopping me getting to see the
other one,
mega
yeah.
movie parade.
Yeah.
It's a good one, too.
All right, Chris, off.
I haven't seen the Mega Movie Parade either.
Oh, well, we'll cry together watching the holiday parade.
Yeah.
I
I
can show
won't
you
cry.
pictures of it while we're there.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
saw in a video that there's some updates to it since HHN ended too.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So I'm
the
excited
Ecto
to
one's
see
coming,
that.
hasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But I love a parade.
I love this parade.
Yeah.
It was when
so
we got to
nice.
see it 2 years ago. It was everything I hoped it would be, and in fact, I was looking at my photographs yesterday.
It is cool.
And
we got a really good spot for it as well
we
last
did.
time.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to say, I've seen this parade several times now from many different spots. And last year, I actually got a spot right in front of the Christmas tree.
Nice.
And I mean, unintentionally, there just happened to be like a couple of spots on the curb for Audrey. I don't remember who was with me. I think it was, oh yeah,
Both
me
of
and
them.
the girls.
Yeah.
For us to sit. And that turned out to be the most magical place to sit for the parade because of the end of that sentence that Lauren read about the lighting of the Christmas tree.
Right.
So
Yeah.
actually seeing Santa come through that section and light up the tree, because by then it's gotten dark enough for it to matter that lights up. And it was a really cool experience.
Okay. I plan on trying to catch this every night. With
Oh, absolutely.
You should for sure take the time to stake out a spot right there.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
But the thing is, there's nothing stopping you getting a drink and a snack and just chilling out.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
don't do that enough, to be quite honest.
give your feet a rest and just talk about your day.
Yep, that's exactly what we did. Like Audrey and I sat, and the girls went, or the younger girls went and rode Mummy over and over again until the parade started,
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Moving on, the holiday festivities don't stop there. Guests will also be able to enjoy themed food and beverage, shop seasonal merchandise from an all-new holiday tribute store, enjoy meet and greets with their favorite characters who are also in the holiday spirit, including the fan favorite Earl the Squirrel, and take part in an all-new holiday nutcracker hunt that will take them on a scavenger hunt across studios, islands, and City Walk.
Awesome. I guess we'll be doing that, will we?
Yes,
Of course.
of course.
We did the tree hunt last
yeah.
time.
Yeah. No, if there's fun to be had, we're doing it.
Lauren, is the holidays something you frequent a lot, or are you more a Mardi Gras or Horror Nights, or all of them?
I'm a Mardi Gras girl
Okay,
through and through.
that doesn't surprise me, actually.
I'm all in on Mardi Gras. I think we've gone. So I started dating my husband in 2017, and every year since 2018, we've gone to Mardi Gras.
Nice.
Nice.
So we've been going. Even we were there in February of 2020 before the world shut down, and then we were like, something's coming.
So are we.
And
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
too, yeah.
yeah, so we like just missed it, and then we went back at the end of Mardi Gras in 2021 when it was just chaos to go to the parks. And yeah, I'm always in on Mardi Gras. The only time I actually went for Christmas is shameless plug for the meetup.
Yes,
in
the weekend.
2022.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's funny.
that was the only time I've gone.
Okay. Tracy and I have actually been talking about Mardi Gras recently.
I love Mardi Gras.
I love
them
it.
all.
I think it's super fun. And last year, my husband actually, on you guys' advice, he sent a message to the podcast
Yes.
Instagram and then bought for Christmas me and my sister and my brother-in-law tickets to do the Ride and Dine, and we had so much fun.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, we need to do Michelle, Chris, a weekender, Mardi Gras weekender, because it will be the only seasonal event that we haven't done a weekender at this point.
What Mardi Gras coming?
No, not this
I
one.
was going to say, thank God for that,
No.
because
Anyway.
crap, that's a bit short notice.
Yeah, but we have to do an epic weekender first.
We can do
no?
both. We can anyway.
Let's discuss
Good
this.
planning.
Okay.
Good planning. But yeah, if there's a weekender, if there was a way to get a bunch of people on a float too, I mean, that was honestly,
yes.
it was so funny because my brother-in-law was like, I've never had people be as happy to see
Yeah,
me
it was amazing.
as people were when I was throwing beads
Yeah.
to them.
I have great
Like,
memories of that.
It was amazing. You're right.
That child
Anyway.
has a scar as well.
Yes.
Well
Well
deserved.
deserved.
Oh, yes,
Throw
well
one and put it
deserved.
right around someone's neck, which I'm still super impressed
Awesome.
by.
That's cool.
So guests can enjoy a guided journey through popular holiday experiences across the destination with the Universal Holiday Tour, which includes an exclusive meet and greet with the Grinch and his faithful dog Max, small plates, delectable desserts, and non-alcoholic beverages. I'm just
What?
kidding.
What?
Non-alcoholic, yeah, right.
Eh?
And non-alcoholic beverages in Universal Studios. Reserved seating at the Grinchmas Hula Day Spectacular, an exclusive meet and greet photo opportunity with Santa Claus in Universal Studios, an after-hours showing of The Magic of Christmas at Hogwarts Castle, priority access to Universal Studios' newest attraction, Illumination's Villain Con Minion Blast. Interesting. This is available on select dates beginning November 25th through December 29th, 2024, and begins at $79.99 per person plus tax and separate theme park admission with a one-day, park-to-park ticket is required. Pass holders can get a $10 discount per ticket per pass holder.
We're doing this every day, right?
No.
What sort of vacation is this going to be?
Actually, a really good price when you compare it
Enjoy
to
the hotel for a while.
when you compare it to the next thing. That holiday tour is a really good value.
Guests can also start their day alongside the Grinch and other favourite characters from Zeus Landing while dining on delicious breakfast items like green eggs and ham and Cindy Lou Who's Belgian waffles. That sounds really bad. Just quieten my brain. Do not say that out loud. Okay. During the Grinch and Friends character breakfast, the plated breakfast takes place in Circus McGurk's Cafe Stupendous in Islands of Adventure on selected dates beginning November 22nd through December 30th for $58.99 plus tax per adult and $32.99 plus tax per child aged 3 to 9. Premier and
Premier, you're
Premier,
English.
yeah, I was going to say Premier and preferred pass holders can receive a 20% discount and reservations are required.
Because I'm assuming this will be the first time they're doing it as a plated breakfast rather than a buffet, which is what we did in 2022, because obviously they've got rid of that whole buffet section in there now.
No, it was a plated breakfast last year. It just wasn't in Circus McGurk's.
Where was it? Oh, it was in Confisco last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. You can go back to last year's episode 590 to hear Michelle's review of both of these upcharge experiences.
That seems like such a high price for an adult.
For the breakfast?
Yeah.
Worth
I mean,
every
that's a
penny.
standard price for any kind of character breakfast.
Has
really.
it gone up? Oh, what did we...
50.
we
I think
went
we
It
22,
has
right?
gone up a little
50.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it has gone up a little bit. So, in my opinion, based on doing both of these last year, although the holiday tour had the potential to be really good, it wasn't.
That was very diplomatically
And that's my review.
put.
I'm done. No.
You summed it up really well. I don't think we need more.
I'm so articulate when I speak.
Hey, you don't.
No, so, and it could have just been I went on a really busy night because it was really busy. There were a lot of tours going out on the night that I was there. So it did not feel like any kind of a special tour.
Right.
I didn't feel like we had any kind of priority access to anything. There was a lot of waiting around all night long.
Okay.
All night. There were a lot of really cranky children because people, look at that, like that lineup that screams, this is a family thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, because of all of the waiting, because there were so many tours going at the same time, the kids, it was midnight before we were out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And half of this stuff took place after the park closed. So it wasn't like we were battling the normal park crowds. It was just they sold so many tours. So that could have just been a fluke with a busy night, but it was terrible of them to sell that many tours in one night. It was just, for instance, the waiting to meet the Grinch. We sat, of course, they took us into the area where the food and stuff was, but we probably waited 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, no.
Yikes.
In that building for our turn to see the Grinch.
No. Fair enough.
And there was very limited seating, like in there where it was kind of one of those like, oh, somebody's getting up, get that seat real fast, kind of situations.
Oh, see, I hate that.
Yeah. And then the same thing with Minion Blast. Of course, that was like walk on the lighting of the Christmas tree and stuff like that stuff was, that stuff was fine. Waiting to meet Santa. That was another like 30, 45 minute wait.
Wow.
I don't know. It just,
it does sound like they oversold it.
It was completely oversold. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially for the price that you're paying.
Yeah.
That goes back to that whole thing we talked about premium Scream, that if you imagine if you'd have been still waiting half an hour for each house, it wouldn't have been what they promised. And this is kind of the same, I guess.
It's still a good price, I guess, but $80 and you also have to have a park to park ticket.
Yeah.
On top of that, when half of the event happens after the park closes, I don't know. It needs some tweaking.
How close to Christmas did you go last year?
24th.
I don't remember. I believe our trip was somewhere like the second weekend of December.
So it wasn't even that busy yet. I was just curious because I feel like once you get closer to Christmas, like if it was that bad that early, can you imagine going that week like leading up to Christmas?
No, I pulled the kids out of school for a couple of days. So it was like right on the edge of school break. No, I wouldn't do it again unless they change it some. However, the Grinch breakfast, although Lauren, you said that seemed like an expensive price for character breakfasts or meals in general, and I'm also adding Disney into this. That's a normal price.
Okay,
that doesn't mean it's not expensive, by the way.
It's not that it's not expensive, but
comparing to Disney,
yeah.
But the comment that Lee and Tracy that you guys made earlier about meeting the Grinch, I had a much better Grinch experience with the breakfast than I did the tour. And that's because, again, they had sold so many people on the tour that literally they were rushing us through meeting the Grinch. Right. It was like, they brought our group in, push for pictures, focus pictures. Okay, now get out. And the Grinch, of course, the Grinch was in character and grumpy the whole time. Like, okay, get out, go away.
Yeah.
But literally the whole experience start to finish was like not even 2 minutes. Whereas at the breakfast, I believe we spent probably it was definitely more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the Grinch by ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
So moving on. Guests can also enjoy additional holiday festivities at all 8 Universal Orlando Resort hotels, each of which will be decked out with festive decor for the season. Is that normal?
Yeah, they all have a tree.
So.
Yeah, because I'd love to. I'd love to go and find all the trees.
Special menus will be offered for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and guests can join in on holiday celebrations, including Christmas tree lightings, Hanukkah, menorah lighting ceremonies, strolling at carolers, and more.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Universal City Walk is also getting into the holiday spirit with specialty entertainment and menu offerings at select venues, including
the Red and Green Coconut Club at the Red Coconut Club, where guests can enjoy live entertainment and themed holiday cocktails.
A Hang on, my brain is
We
not
have been in
computing.
there, haven't we? We
Yes,
went
we
into the
did that,
green
yes.
and red one, didn't we?
We did, yes. A festive meet and greet with fan favourite Earl the Squirrel during select dates from November 29th through December 28th at City Walk Plaza. Woohoo!
Oh, for all you British listeners, that is Earl the Squirrel.
Errol the Squirrel. Earl the Squirrel. Sorry, I just like saying it.
Did they do a meet and greet with him in City Walk before?
I think they did last year.
They had the truck
I
out
thought it was
again,
in
didn't
studios,
they?
wasn't it?
No, I
They had
think
a meet and greet
I
there.
think they did it in City Walk last year as well.
Yeah, 'cause 2 years ago they had the truck out, and then because when the meet and greet was
'Cause it was
there,
in-
because I went, that's a great idea. They should have been doing that last year, is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Assorted seasonal food and beverage at Big Fire and Vivo Italian Kitchen, and a seasonal milkshake at the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen, and more.
And there's also, I think, the pass holder magnets just come out for the holidays, and that looks pretty cool. I think it's got Gingy from Shrek,
All right.
and it's like a candy cane, I think, and it looks pretty cool anyway.
Cute.
Yeah.
The holidays are the holidays. It doesn't change, really. It's the only one that doesn't. Mardi Gras changes up a bit every year. Horror Nights is obviously entirely different every year. The holidays is pretty much the same every year. And Chris, your yearly tradition has now disappeared because Mannheim Steamroller are not performing anymore.
I know. It is super sad. And it's funny enough, I was scrolling through Eventbrite. They're performing here in South Florida. I was like, should we buy tickets? But then I checked the prices. It was almost $100 a seat. I was like, I don't know about all that.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Wow. Why are they not performing?
Don't know.
Anybody know?
No.
Could it be budget cuts? I mean, it took Volt away.
Quite
now they're
possibly.
taking Mannheim away.
Quite possibly. I think they're trying to cut as much as they can while Epic's getting built.
But you can cut too much. That's
So,
the thing. You can cut
possibly.
too much.
It was, to be honest, I wouldn't have been bothered about seeing them this year. I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people.
No, but they're a fan favourite. They're a firm fan favourite.
Yeah. I'll go and stand on there and sing the Grinch songs for them.
So generous.
I'm a big-hearted guy.
Well, it's not the Grinch then, is it?
I didn't say I would be the Grinch. I just said
You
I
are
would
the
sing the
Grinch.
Grinch. You said, yeah, I know that. Chris, please drag me out of this.
I kind of like watching this. Tracy, could you give us some more birthdays, please?
I certainly will. Okay, we are moving along to November the 15th, where it is what's the mill?
Doesn't matter, just...
Well, it's a fantastic Jordan Bell's birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on November the 18th, it is the amazing Scott Bergeron's birthday. Happy birthday, Scott!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Scott. Kill. All right, we are going to take a quick ad break to keep the lights on, and we'll be right back.
I wish to go to Universal.
Right, off you go. We'll be to the edge of the Forbidden Forest.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Welcome back. All right, to kick us off on this second half, we have a Which Stick Gets Your Lick, and this one comes from Craig Lucas.
Batten down the hatches, guys.
They're batting.
I've been given the impossible task to keep this family friendly. So why is the segment name so rich with double entendre? We all know what you're trying to say with the segment name that you picked. I'm not even gonna go there, so which stick gets your lick?
Which stick gets your lick? Oh, hell yeah. Lick it, baby.
Hello, Lee, Tracy, Hunter, and Darren. Which, me and Stuart are here. Say hello. Hello, all. Dead quick, because it's supposed to be. Which licks your Well, you licked mine last night, and I licked yours last night.
It tasted very chocolatey.
Oh,
So,
my.
I've just had for the Lick Me tournament contest that you're doing, where the winner gets licked. And I hope you play this one and just bleep it out, because bleeping out's dead funny. I love all the bleeping outs you do. But anyway, which gets me lick? I got the cookies and cream off the girl I've just sent Lee the picture. Lovely girl, very nice. What can I say? It tasted of cookies and cream. It was rich, it wasn't watery. It looked like wallpaper paste. Anyway, a solid 8 out of 10. Loved it. It's the minions now. I'll have to turn the thing off.
So if there was ever a reason for you to subscribe to the Producers Club, it is right now to hear the full unedited, uncensored version of that clip from Craig, because there are bits that I couldn't even bleep out.
Oh my gosh.
Did he send that in like 6 years ago?
No, I sent it in about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is just Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full unedited one.
You will get to hear it in
goodness.
this week's bonus episode.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Craig.
That was fantastic.
Oh, wait till you hear it fully.
I think we need... Is he Scottish?
No, he's not Scottish. He's from Liverpool. He's a Scouser.
Really?
Don't. He's got to come for you.
Terrible. Obviously.
No, he's a Scouser. He's from Liverpool.
Oh. So I was going to say, we need to have all our reviews from there.
I agree, yeah.
Craig, I cannot condone what Chris has just said about you.
But I'm not on the show right now. It's Hunter and Darren, so...
I see what you're getting at now. Went over my head.
As this is likely the last news show of the year, and we will be continuing Which Stick Gets Your Lick through the next year, we wanted to bring you the current top 5. All right, on joint 5th, we have blueberry lemonade and cheesecake.
I think I've had the blueberry lemonade.
I don't remember.
That's good.
And in 4th place, lemon mint.
That's snuck up, actually. That lemon mint has snuck up. There's a lot of people tried it very recently.
Number 3, cookies and cream.
By the way, Craig, out of 5, not 10. Coming in at number 2, we have strawberry.
Hang on, are you just pulling somebody up for not knowing whether something was out of 5 or 10? Because I do believe we were all in that same boat.
There's only the Producers Club know about that, though, because that didn't go out in the main show.
Everybody knows now.
All right, and coming in at number 1 is Nutella.
I think that's the Groom specialty one, isn't it? Yes.
God, people are
so.
gross.
Yeah.
Ugh. Can't think of anything worse.
Really?
I hate Nutella.
I want it to be.
I don't like chocolate.
Oh, I do. Hazelnut, chocolate hazelnut. Can't go wrong.
No, I can't.
Yeah. Tracy, you want to tell them how to get involved?
Yeah, I will. So if you want to get involved and hear yourself on the podcast, it's super easy to be part of Which Stick Gets Your Lick.
All you have to do is go to Freeze Ray Pops inside Minion Land at Universal Studios Florida and try as many of the popsicles as you care to.
Once you've done that, record yourself ranking each one of them out of 5. 1 being...
Oh, hell no.
And 5 being...
Oh, hell yeah.
And send them to us at podcast@UUO podcast. And for the best recording, do it while you're at the parks. We want to hear that background noise.
Yeah. And try and figure out where they're recorded. Or anyway, wait until you hear the unedited version.
I cannot wait.
God.
I think Michelle might blush, actually.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to make happen, but we shall see.
We shall.
I will leave it there. All right. Universal Orlando Resort has shared a first up-close glimpse at some of the Universal monsters that will come to life like never before in the all-new Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment attraction at Dark Universe.
They do like a double title, don't they? It couldn't just be Monsters Unchained.
At least it's under 10 words. So, I mean, it's,
That's fair.
That's true. It's not a whole sentence.
Frankenstein's motorbike adventure.
Yeah, exactly. So the groundbreaking ride will feature 14 of the most ambitious and lifelike animated figures ever created, each one depicting one of the legendary monsters that will prey upon guests in what promises to be Universal Orlando's most terrifying attraction yet.
Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, will take guests deep into the catacombs of Frankenstein Manor, where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein, the great-great-granddaughter of the infamous Henry Frankenstein, conducts her twisted and misguided experiments. In a vain display of her genius, she invites guests to witness a demonstration of her ability to control monsters, but her plans go awry when a horde of enraged monsters are unleashed, like they do on every ride.
Yes.
Guests then embark on a terrifying ride through the darkness as they try to evade Dracula, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and more.
More isn't scary, by the way.
Yeah, that's the least scary monster.
Yeah. Some of the most visceral, powerful and fast-moving animated figures ever created is a first look at a few of the terrifying, technologically advanced monsters that are wreaking havoc in Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment.
I feel like we're on the Discover Universal podcast at this point where we have to say everything by its full title every time.
Yes.
I'm just looking, it's not a very good acronym either. MUTFI. MUTFI. No, it's not. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Created by science and feared by most, Frankenstein's monster walks tall at 9 feet and weighs over 800 pounds. Guests will first encounter this figure within the queue of the attraction, where we'll actually walk within Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's lab during the pre-show.
This animatronic looks amazing, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. That video blew my mind.
Just...
Wow.
I mean, I assume we've all watched it.
Yeah.
Chris is very quiet.
Yeah.
They just... Universal have always been on by Disney fans for the animatronics not being up to scratch, like Disney scratch. This looks like they're going to blow all of them out of the water. It just looks phenomenal.
It really
and this one's
does.
going to be walking around during the pre-show.
Yes.
Where you can actually just stand there and watch him, not like have to fly by him on the coaster.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I was excited for this attraction before this.
Oh, I know.
Even more so now.
Yeah.
Among the monsters unleashed within the attraction is the fearsome Wolfman. As guests try to escape the catacombs of Frankenstein Manor, they'll come within inches of his razor-sharp teeth and jagged claws. And this is a big 2 fingers up to the Yeti in Expedition Everest, because it's like this, from that video, the Wolfman does exactly what the Yeti does, and I bet this one works all the time.
Oh, now you've done it. That's it. It's going to work once and never again. It's all your fault.
Just amazing.
No creature of the night strikes terror into the hearts of mortals like the iconic vampire Dracula. And to Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's dismay, he is the most dangerous of monsters she's trying to control. Guests will encounter Dracula at various moments throughout the attraction as he's behind the horde of enraged monsters terrorizing the manor.
And again, this one looks phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It looks like a person.
It's so real. Yeah.
Yeah, that face looked ridiculous. Like it's crazy looking at those, especially compared to, I mean, even any of the animatronics that exist at Universal now.
Yeah.
I mean, the huge jumps that have been made is ridiculous.
And it had to. They had to go all out for this, because it's supposed to be the next evolution of theme parks. And if you went in with crappy animatronics, I'm like, what's that? Although I was listening to Coaster Radio last week, and EB was joking. It's like they only showed like 4 out of the 14 animatronics in the ride. So it's like, are these the good ones? And then the other 10 are crap.
Yeah.
They're just moving a hand instead of their whole body.
Yeah.
They're like the ones from Quiet Place at Horror Night this year.
But imagine if these were the crap ones. They were saving the best for later.
That would be... Can you imagine? That would be awesome.
Yes.
Like, I've always... The bar, animatronic-wise, for me, has always been the Wicked Witch of the West in the Great Movie Ride, because I've questioned before whether that's a real person or not.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, my God. Just the movement of it was amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Oh, well, you haven't been back to Disney and seen the Na'vi in the Na'vi River Adventure.
I've seen it on a million YouTube videos, to be fair.
Yeah, but in person, still, like how fluidly that animatronic moves is...
It does look
unreal.
really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guests will also witness the amphibious gill man emerge from the inky depths of the Black Lagoon, ready to terrorize guests alongside his fellow monsters. Yeah, that sounds so interesting, to see something coming out of the water and be functional. That's terrifying.
That's worrying as well, because you've seen how much... I mean, it's been a long time since River Adventure was built, but you hope that the advances have come on leaps and bounds since that, because I know that was always the biggest issue when we talked to Gary Goddard.
That's the one.
said one of the biggest challenge. That was the biggest challenge they had, like rubber dinosaurs in water in the Florida sun. Obviously, this is going to be inside, so it's not going to be as bad.
I think it's going to help out a lot being inside.
Probably, yeah.
Guests not yet ready to brave Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, will still have the opportunity to meet, greet, and take photos with legendary monsters and characters as they explore Dark Universe, including Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's monster and the alluring Bride of Frankenstein. Guests will also encounter other unusual inhabitants roaming the eerie village, including Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's assistant, Igor, the Invisible Man, an eccentric monster hunter, and a talented musician who regales guests with his songs and tales.
Hang on, how are we going to know the Invisible Man's really there?
Because he's going to have his bandages on, isn't he, obviously. I find it interesting. I don't know whether I've been aware of this. It's Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein's monster. So it's a different one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because Frankenstein's monster is Henry Frankenstein's monster, or Victor, whichever one it is. But that specifically says Victoria Frankenstein's monster, so that's intriguing.
Maybe he left it to her. She inherited it.
Yeah. Yeah, signed the deeds over to him. I was already excited for this. I mean, Lauren, while you're on, which land are you most looking forward to at Epic?
I'm torn because I loved Donkey Kong so much as a kid. And I visited Super Nintendo in California, which was very cool, but I know this is a little bigger, and the Donkey Kong thing, I feel like I'm gonna like weep when I walk through those doors if that music is playing, because I got Donkey Kong on Super Nintendo for my Christmas when I was 6.
Fair enough.
So like that is very important to me.
Yes,
but that seems super cool, and then I would say this is like a very close second.
Yeah, it's funny how they're taking a franchise that I don't think a lot of people nowadays care about with the monsters, really, because you think like they've tried to bring it up into the pop culture with Dracula Untold that flopped, and then the Tom Cruise Mummy that flopped. They've never quite managed to bring these characters into
back into the mainstream,
back into the limelight.
Yeah.
So I think you've got Horror Nights fans that care about it, and then like classic movie fans that care about it. But the average person doesn't care about Universal monsters anymore.
I don't know. I think there's obviously got to be more than you realise them to have thrown this sort of money at animatronics like this. And an entire land. I think you're underselling it a bit.
I think they've seen, compared to Super Nintendo, Harry Potter, and How to Train Your Dragon, as a pop culture icon at the moment, it's probably the 4th in that list, really.
I would say definitely. I mean, I think about like younger people. Like they probably don't have nearly that level of familiarity.
No.
Well, not even from, I mean, there's the familiarity and then there's like the following. I don't think it has the following. I think maybe that's what you're trying to get at. But I think like Frankenstein's a household name. Like Dracula's a household name. Like everybody knows that. So it's like, oh, monsters, cool. Let's go check it out. As opposed to like saying Donkey Kong. They're like, oh, where's Diddy? And not that Diddy, but
wow, wrong part. Whoa,
better not be there.
Area.
Wow. That's a joke that didn't age well. So when people are listening back to this in 10 years' time, like, oh, that didn't age well, did it?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think people know of them enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope this land does so well that it
Me too.
gives Universal the opportunity to jumpstart Dark Universe again and give us that, cinematic universe that we all need and want.
Yeah.
Well, and if you've listened to the episode on the Discover Universal podcast about Dark Universe, which I'm almost finished with it, I keep getting interrupted by it, but they do talk a lot about how they intentionally created this land. None of it doesn't take place in the past, like all of the original stories. Yes, we do see a lot of the same creatures and everything. However, they're putting a modern spin on things to kind of bring them into the future, because I believe they're trying to introduce new generations to this franchise. And maybe that's because they have plans to put films out in the near future. I don't know, but I am really kind of happy to hear the way this conversation is going, because in my head, as well as a ton of other people in the world who are so like huge horror fans in general, To have a whole land catered to people like me is amazing. A year-round Halloween Horror Nights basically is such a cool idea. And I hope that what you guys are saying is true, that this is not going to be one of the more popular lands in the beginning, because I plan to spend a whole freaking day in this land. Yeah. So by all means, you guys go enjoy Nintendo. I'm going to be hanging out with the Wolfman, awesome. So I can't wait.
I think it's going to be one of those lands that for all the trying to keep it family friendly, I think there'll be a lot of families will be quite trepidatious in taking their kids in there until they hear what it's like. Because you just don't know how your kids are going to react to it.
They aren't. According to to that podcast that had some of the creators on speaking about it, family friendly is kind of like in air quotes. They did talk about how this land in particular is very universal in pushing the envelope on what is considered quote unquote family friendly. For them, is family friendly is like PG-13, as opposed to Disney princesses, G-rated stuff. So they did, although they did make it so that children can come in. They very much made it known that it is more on the PG-13 level as far as actual scares go, which is kind of cool.
I'm super excited for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially with me studying some the classic monsters in school as well. It's from that perspective as well. I'm quite excited. Whoop whoop. Yes.
Can't wait.
All right. So now, as Halloween Horror Nights unfortunately is over, and we've shared our house rankings for this year, it is time to share the official listener rankings.
And you can't lie, we got about 30, I think, in altogether. And I've said before, once you get about 20, 25 in, there's a little bit of movement, but generally where they settle is where they settle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting us off at number 10, to no one's surprise, is Museum Deadly Exhibits.
And close behind in number 9 is Triplets of Terror.
Sadly, off the conversation we've just had, coming in at number 8, Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines.
In at number 7, A Quiet Place.
And at number 6, Major Sweets Candy Factory.
Number 5, The Monsters of Latin America.
Number 4, Goblin's Feast.
I'm happy to see that quite high up. Coming in at number 3 is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
And number 2 is Slaughter Cinema 2.
And at number 1, Insidious Into the Further.
That is not a surprise in the slightest. It was number 1.
Did anybody not have that as number 1?
Yeah, quite a few.
Me.
You'd be surprised.
Me? Really?
Yeah.
Chris is an idiot, but...
Am I an idiot?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sad to see A Quiet Place so low.
Yeah. It was weird. It was a lot of them were all over the place, but Insidious was looking at people. It was in most people's top 3.
Yeah,
if not number 1, most of it. It never got knocked off number 1. It was number 1 right from the start, and that's where it stayed.
Yeah, it also had the highest lines the entire season.
Of course it did.
I'm not surprised.
Kind of expected.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so freaking good, man. If they could make that a year-round house, I would be a happy person.
Yeah. Tracy, would you like to give us just a couple more birthdays?
Yes, I will. Okay, we have birthday twins. November the 19th. We have the fantastic Tony David's birthday. Happy birthday, Tony!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Tony.
And then we have the one and only, the rook star himself, Chris Rook. Happy birthday, Rookie!
Happy birthday, Chris!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Rook.
Wishing you all lovely birthdays and tons of cake as usual.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. That is going to wrap up the podcast, and we will do so by letting you know how bad Fast and Furious Supercharged is. Now, this one comes from K001 Daddy on Instagram. Yes, Daddy. Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad.
How
bad
is it?
Almost as bad as that matchup. Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad, it's the only place above water the night bus won't go to.
Wow.
Now, don't forget, we want you to rate the Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings, as well as sending us your How Bad Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes. And you can send all of that to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. Until next week. Talk to you then.
Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse, it's real. The podcast is over. So, the Magi want you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcast news and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us by emailing us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Silence! With your subscriptions, we shall rule for all eternity. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Not even the Magi can save you now. There is no escape. Your end shall be my beginning. Prepare yourself for your next trip by emailing Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the prepare to forfeit your souls. Check out the other podcasts on the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the newest podcast on the network, the Portkey Passport, our Disney-centric podcast. So hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would have enjoyed this podcast a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee.